What's going on, everybody? So, Hurricane Dorian is currently passing us by as we speak. So, I thought I would show you what I keep in my hurricane box year round. That way, I don't have to go out and run out every time the hurricane's coming to go out and get supplies. So, let's jump right into it. Let me show you what we keep. So, first things first, I keep this small container of food. So what we have here is enough food for 2 people. This is for about 5 days worth, believe it or not. So about food, keep what you like to eat. Don't go out and just buy a can of sardines just because that's the only thing left on the shelf or whatever. You shouldn't even be waiting until the last minute anyway. Go out and get what you like and what your family likes right away before the hurricane season even hits and store it. Get the canned goods that have quite a good date on them, peanut butter and jelly for the kids, whatever the case may be. Don't wait till it's too late. Next is water. Water, I drink a lot of water, so I'd like to keep a lot of water in the house anyway. So you got a couple different options here. You can go with the small bottles of water. You can go with the gallons of water or these larger, I believe they're 2.5 gallons. They come with a little spout. I like to keep those to refill my water bottles. So water, I like to get quite a bit of water. Once every 2 weeks, I like to go get water. I don't like to go out every couple days and get water. So I keep plenty of water on hand anyway. But when a hurricane hits, the rule is a gallon of water per person per day. I like to triple that. So if you have 3 gallons of water per person per day, you're plenty prepared. So the next thing is flashlights. So we have flashlights and we have lanterns. I like to keep a couple lanterns. That way, if you're just out in the living room or whatever, you don't have to hold a light. You just leave it on the coffee table. And I have a couple of different lights that are magnetized or that can stand up or hang. Those are always nice to have too. A couple just handheld lights. A couple headlamps for hands-free. And what I'll do is I'll take the batteries out of these when I store them. Do not store any flashlights or anything with batteries in the actual unit. They will explode over time and ruin your entire flashlights. So I like to keep my smaller flashlights in just this little canvas husky bag right here. That way they don't just knock around, the lenses don't get scratched up. So just keep them in a small bag separate, and you keep them in your big tote when you're ready to store them. So when it comes to batteries, I like to have triple the amount of batteries for all my devices. So if I have enough batteries to last 3 times over in all my lights and anything else that takes batteries. I also like to keep these little battery testers. So when you store batteries, you can just test them real quick to see if they're good or bad. That way you don't throw away good batteries. You don't waste anything that you could use later on. Next is candles. It's always good to have a couple candles, even though you do have flashlights and lanterns. Go a little old school, keep some candles on hand. I like to use these tall candles, and you can get these from the dollar store. And also these 5-hour emergency candles. They have obviously different kinds of brands, different hours, but you just find whatever you can. Like I said, go to the dollar store, go to Walmart. It doesn't have to be the best. Doesn't have to be the name brand, but just get what you can for right now and store away. That way you do not run around prepping when it's too late. I also like to keep obviously matches, some long lighters. And the lighters, I keep in this orange bag. That way, orange for fire. That way I know those aren't getting bashed around in the box as well. So next thing is battery storage for your devices. Everybody's got cell phones. Everybody's got an iPad or tablet. I highly recommend getting a couple of these battery backups that can charge your devices. Get a couple of them. These, I didn't just go out and get all these at once. These I've bought over the years. Of course, there's a couple smaller ones right here that are good for about one charge. There's a couple out here that are good for 2 charges for cell phones. The large one is probably good for about 10 charges. That's the one I bought a couple years ago off of Amazon, and that thing works great. So obviously with that, you want to keep your chargers to charge the actual battery backups beforehand, and chargers to charge your phone and devices. And I like to keep all those in this bag right here. I like to organize my box to where I can just, if I know there's a hurricane coming, I'll take out all these chargers, I'll take the bag out, and I'll charge them a week beforehand. That way they all have full charges, so it's ready to go. So a couple other things I like to keep is some masking tape. You can tape up some windows. Now, it's not going to stop a stick or a rock from going through your window, but it will help by maybe just kind of cracking it or not just completely shattering it. So it is useful. I like to keep them just in case. Why not? The next thing I would recommend having is some kind of battery radio. This happens to be a crank radio. It takes batteries, and it also has its own battery pack for when you crank it to recharge. Now, this radio is also solar powered. It can be cranked. It has battery power, so it has multiple ways of working, not just by crank. And the great thing about this is it also will recharge your phone. So this is kind of a redundancy, but it's also great to have one. You don't need something this fancy. You can just get a old battery powered FM radio. That's fine. The next thing is a first aid kit. Now, you can go get any kind of first aid kit from Walmart, Target, wherever, and that's all you really need. I do carry a larger first aid kit in the house year-round, and I will be going over that in one of my next videos. But right now, this is what I keep for just the hurricane. And these right here, this is a little sneak peek for the next video. This is what I keep for my generator. Obviously, I have more extension cords, but I like to keep a new one and some adapters just for the hurricane box. That way I'm not running around looking for it in my shop or whatever. It's right here. I know where it is. And like I said, we're going to be talking about generators and other luxury items for hurricanes and disasters in the next video. Everything you see right here is your essential items. This is everything I recommend that you get and store for your hurricanes or your disasters. Store it year-round. That way you're not caught running around the day before the hurricane hits, looking for batteries, looking for flashlights, looking for candles, looking for anything. Like I said, Dorian is hitting us as we speak, and I didn't go out once this year looking for anything. I have everything I need right here. So, be prepared, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.